Hi friends, and welcome to my 2026 beginning of the year book tag. I meant to film this at the very beginning of 2026, like the first week of January, and I completely forgot that I wanted to do this year. So we are officially going to do it at the end of January, but I still think that it is still the perfect time to be doing this book tag. I still think that if I finish it before January ends, it still counts. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I have like about 20-ish questions to answer that I have for this book tag, all about kind of like my reading goals for 2026, things I want to be reading, things I'm probably not going to be reading in 2026, and I'm excited to answer these questions for you. I really did not prepare for these questions, so I'm going to be kind of answering them in real time and not really thinking about it. So I think that'll make it even more fun for us. If you don't know, my name is Lindsay. I post all kinds of bookish content. I am planning to post weekly in 2026, or at least going to be trying to. I post reading vlogs, videos like this, all about books, things that I've been reading, things that I don't like reading, things that I love reading. And if you are interested in that, please subscribe to my channel because I really appreciate it. It really motivates me to keep going, and I just cannot wait to continue to be making more bookish content for you. But without further ado, let's get into these questions because I am very excited to be answering them today. And also, yes, the blanket and my phone case are very matching. I've been really into checkered print and I think they look kind of cute together. So the very first question on this list is, how many books are you planning on reading in 2026? So I set my Goodreads reading goal for the year at 65 books. I read 62 books in 2025. I think this is still a good goal for me, but just still a little bit ambitious to kind of keep me motivated, to keep me going on my reading. I've only read 3 books so far in 2026, and it is like the third week of January, and I need to be reading like 5.5 books per month. So I really need to finish my book today. I'm currently reading The Nightingale, and that will be my 4th book of the year, but I'm really gonna try to continue to be motivated to read that 5.5 books per month. I'm just really hoping that I don't get into any crazy reading slumps this year so that I can make that goal of 65 books, because I think that that is a very good amount to read in a year, very ambitious. Question number 2 is a book that you're likely to reread this year. I've been really thinking about the book, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I read this book like 4 to 5-ish years ago, and I was really obsessed with that book, and I've been thinking about it. I like love this book so much. It is kind of like a magical realism of this girl that lives in this magical apartment that her aunt owned before she passed away, and she passed it down to her. From what I remember is that she goes back 7 years in the past, and there is this guy actually living in the apartment that her aunt rented it out to for a little bit, and then she, disappears back into the future, and he doesn't see her for another 7 years. So it's kind of like a time travel type romance, and I feel like a lot of people don't like time travel romance, but this one is done so well. I love this book so much. So definitely The 7-Year Slip, and then possibly another reread would be Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is my absolute favorite Emily Henry book, and Emily Henry is not releasing a book in 2026. It's a second chance romance. A lot of people don't like this one as much because there is some miscommunication in this book, but I still really love it. It's one of my favorites. I just love the vibes of it. I love that our female main character is really into pottery and made me really want to do some pottery, so maybe it'll kind of influence me, and maybe I'll actually finally take that pottery class I want to take after rereading it. But those are the 2 books that I really want to reread in 2026. Number 3 is a priority read on your 2026 TBR. I would say the book that I'm currently reading, which is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and then The Will of the Many by James Islington. The Nightingale is a historical fiction about 2 sisters living in France during the Nazi occupation. It is an incredible book. I only have like an hour left in it, and I love it so much. And then The Will of the Many is a high fantasy. I really don't know too much about The Will of the Many before going in, but I know that a lot of people love this book. It's a very big, thick book, and I put this book on my winter TBR for 2026, so it's definitely a very big priority for me. It's such a thick book that it's definitely going to take me some motivation to get to, but it is very high on my list. Number 4 is an author you won't be reading any more from. This one, I really don't know who I wouldn't be reading more from. Probably Colleen Hoover is really the only thing that comes to mind. I tend to like give authors more chances, and I haven't read a Colleen Hoover book in a long time and many years, but I don't see myself ever reading another one of her books, and I just like feel like her writing just isn't that great, and sometimes I don't agree with what the things that are going on in the book that she writes about. I don't think she's necessarily a terrible author or anything. I'm still gonna go to the movies that are based off of her books that I've read in the past, but other than that, I don't think I'm gonna read any more of her books ever again. But I didn't read any of her books in 2025 either, so I think I tried to read one in 2024 and I absolutely hated it, so I DNF'd it. So I probably will DNF the rest of her books forever. I've read many of her books, like 5 to 6, because I did used to really like her, but yeah, just don't like her anymore. Number 5 is Something New You Want to Read. I've talked about this a little bit in my past few videos about how I really want to jump out of my usual romance to romantasy genres, and I want to read more into new genres. So that's kind of like my answer for this question is more literary fiction, more thrillers, and more historical fiction. I'm still going to read my favorite romances, my favorite romantasies, but I've been really interested in diving out of my genres and just really getting into new genres. I also want to read more high fantasy, but I've already been like reading more historical fiction and I want to read more historical fiction. I really do enjoy learning about history, and I feel like I even learn more whenever there's just like a story to go along with it. So I think this is definitely going to lead me down a further path in historical fiction. I still really like thrillers and literary fiction, but the historical fiction genre is really grabbing my attention right now. Number 6 on this list is a popular book you want to read in 2026. So I do have 3 books right here that I want to read in 2026 that I think that are pretty popular that I've seen everywhere. First one that I have is extremely popular, and that is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This book was all over Book Talk just like a few years ago, and I still haven't read it. But I think that this one follows our main character who has just died, and she's in this purgatory type area called the Midnight Library, and each book that she picks up has like a different path that she could have taken in her life, and she can kind of see what that path was. So I am really interested in this. It sounds very, very good. It's a literary fiction novel, which is, you know, something that I've been wanting to read in 2026. So, and then another book that I have is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I don't know too much about this book. I know that there is like kind of like a romance in it and a thriller, and it's a historical fiction. So we have a lot of different genres in this book. It's not very long. I think this is something that I want to read more spring, summertime. It's kind of giving those vibes, but I'm very excited about this. I think that there is like a farmer involved, and there's like a second chance romance. It sounds very, very good, and like it seems like it packs a punch just in this short amount of book. And then the last popular book that I want to read is The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff. This book I saw on everyone's top 10 favorite books of 2025, and so when I saw that and I saw how common it was for everyone to love this book, I immediately had to pick it up. This author actually has another book releasing in the summer of 2026, so I definitely want to get to this book before that book comes out. I know this is about like generational family trauma and how it affects everyone, so I'm really interested in this. It's another literary fiction book, and I cannot wait to get to it because it looks amazing from what everyone has said. Number 7 is my most anticipated 2026 release. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there are not that many books in 2026 that I really am that excited about. There are 2 romance books that I am excited about, but like that's it. I have seen no romantasy books that I want to read. I'm sure more will pop up as the year goes on and as people read them. Like maybe I will be more interested in them. There's not like a Fourth Wing like book or like an Agatar book that I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to read that. So these are the 2 romance books that I'm excited to read. The first one is And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. This is the second book after First Time Caller. They're kind of like interconnected romance series, and this one I think is about 2 rival meteorologists. I really love First Time Caller. I think B.K. Borison is an incredible author. She is amazing at writing romances, so I'm excited to read this one, and it comes out on February 24th, so cannot wait to get to this. And then the other book that I'm excited to be released in 2026 is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. It comes out on March 31st. I love Abby Jimenez. I have read several of her books. I have loved almost every single one that I have read. She writes really cute romances. They're very quick reads. They're very fun, and I highly recommend that you check out her books. It's the second book after Say You'll Remember Me, which came out in 2025. Really loved that one. There's a lot of mixed reviews on it, but I really enjoyed it. I love a good romance. Very quick to read. There's also always like some sort of emotional impact on it, so love that about her books as well. Number 8 is a bookish goal for 2026. So again, like I said before, I really want to read outside of my regular genres. And then another bookish goal that I have is that I want to make my own bookmarks. So I've been really getting into needlepoint, and this is my very first project that I've been doing. And I want to eventually get really good and to make my own bookmarks out of my needlepoint. So if you don't know what needlepoint is you basically just get like one of these canvases, and you can go to a needlepoint store, you can order them online, and you stitch the canvas with like your favorite threads and stuff like that. I'm kind of like halfway through this one, but this is my very first one, and I'm really, really liking this hobby, and I think that I can make some really cute bookmarks out of it. That's kind of like a fun little goal that I have to combine my 2 new hobbies together, and I've just been having such a fun time with it, so definitely will have more needlepointing in the future and hopefully make some bookmarks. Number 9 is a book that's been on your TBR you probably won't ever read. There's probably a lot of books on my TBR that I'm probably never going to read. Like I own all the Lord of the Ring books. I'm probably never going to read Lord of the Rings. I also own like Pride and Prejudice. I want to read like a classic like that, but I have such a hard time reading those books. Like I don't know what they're saying at all. I don't know why the language is so hard for me to understand. Like maybe I need to read like a how-to guide or something like that, or maybe listen to it on audio, but like even on audio, I don't think that I would get the same out of it. So I don't know. Like I have on my TBR like Pride and Prejudice, Wuthering Heights, Emma, all those books. Probably never going to happen. Like I need to read more of like a recent classic, like Fahrenheit 451 or The Handmaid's Tale. Like I can't read those like books written in the 1800s because I have no idea what the heck they are saying. So probably those. Lord of the Rings, it's never gonna happen. I'm never gonna read Lord of the Rings. I don't even think I've seen all the movies. I was forced to read The Hobbit in 6th grade, and I kind of like, it was good, like, and it's a good fantasy, and J.R.R. Tolkien is an amazing author, but I just can't get into it. I don't know why. I think that I would like them maybe if I was like 20 years older or something like that. So maybe eventually, maybe when I'm old and I need something to read, I will eventually read those, but at the moment, no. Number 10 is a series you want to read this year. What is a series that I want to read eventually this year? There are definitely a lot of finished fantasy series that I want to get to, that I need to get to. Maybe the series that I want to get to is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I've been wanting to read this series for a really long time. It's technically a trilogy. It's not really, I mean, to me, that's a series, but it's a trilogy. That's a fantasy series that I really want to read, and I just really need to be in the mindset for the Poppy War. Like, I've heard that it's very emotionally devastating, and it really takes a lot out of you. That is something that I'm going to eventually get to, and maybe that'll be a goal for 2026, is to read it, because it looks incredible. Maybe I'll make it a fall-time read, because I think that just gives off all the fall vibes, and I love fall reading, so I think we'll save that for the fall time. I really don't know too much of what it's about. It's just that it's a war, it's high fantasy, and I think that I'm really going to love it once I eventually get to it. Number 11 is your auto buy authors going into 2026. Definitely Frederick Bachman now, B.K. Borison, Abby Jimenez, and then, you know, my previous Rebecca Yarros, Sarah J. Maas, like those are given, those are obvious. Kristen Hanna now. Emily Henry, even though she's not releasing anything, I always buy her books. Rachel Gillig, for sure. I cannot wait to read her next few books. If Julia Olivia releases another book, she wrote If It Makes You Happy. Loved that book. If she writes another one, I will obviously be buying that one. Kristen Steer Sorelli, she wrote the Crimson Moth duology. 100% will be buying her book if she writes something else. Those are all I can think of right now. For my husband, Stephen King. He loves Stephen King. So if Stephen King releases something this year, trust me, we will be buying it. And he's always releasing something, so he probably will release something in 2026 for us to buy. Those are the only ones that are coming off the top of my head. Number 12 is a book to show adaptation you're excited about this year. So one that I was extremely excited for that I actually already watched was The People We Meet on Vacation movie on Netflix. Loved this movie so much. I love the book so much. I rated it 5 stars both times I read it. I thought the movie was really incredible. I know that some people were upset that some things were taken out, but you have to, if you're gonna be making a movie, like some things have to be cut, and I thought it was still really good. I did think that the present time moments were just like a little bit rushed and a little bit skipped over, but other than that, I loved it. I thought it was super duper cute. I made my husband watch it with me and he really liked it too, so definitely check it out if you haven't yet. And then a few others that I am excited about. The first one is Project Hail Mary. I actually have not read this book yet. I think I'm definitely going to add it to my 2026 TBR because we definitely need to read it before we see the movie. It comes out March 20th, 2026, so definitely need to read that before then. And then a few others are The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. Love this book. I love Haymitch, so I cannot wait for that movie to come out. It's definitely going to emotionally destroy me. Another one is Wuthering Heights. Again, a book that I'm not going to read, but I will definitely be seeing the movie for Valentine's Day. And then a few others, Reminders of Him and Verity by Colleen Hoover are coming out on movie. You know, did read those books and I did enjoy them at the time. So even though I said earlier that I do not want to read any more Colleen Hoover, I will definitely be seeing these movies. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Cannot wait for this. I love Lily Reinhart. I think that she did amazing promoting the movie on her TikTok this year. I really loved all the TikToks that she made. I cannot wait to see that movie. I think it's gonna be so freaking good. And Ali Hazelwood, I forgot to mention her earlier. She is also an auto-buy author for me. I love almost all of her books that I've read. And then another one that I did not know that it was a book, and I'm actually watching the TV show right now, is His and Hers. I didn't know that this was a book by Alice Feeney, but I think that I'm definitely going to have to read the book now that I'm watching the show. This will be one that I will watch the show before I read the book, but that's okay. I will still enjoy the book if I go back and read it. I've actually never read an Alice Feeney book, so I'm excited to be reading her book books this year. And then the next Bridgerton season is coming out, and I cannot wait to watch that as well. It comes out this week, so I cannot wait for that. And I think those are all the books to shows that I know about. There is a few others on this list that I really don't know much about. Oh, The Odyssey is going to be a movie as well. I have not read The Odyssey. That will be probably a good movie as well. So maybe I'll go see that one too. Number 13, a sequel you're anticipating. I mean, I feel like I've already mentioned it. The sequel to First Time Caller by V.K. Borison I'm excited about. But like I said earlier, there's like not very many sequels coming out that I know about, and at least yet that has been released. So honestly, it's probably only that one and then the new Abby Jimenez book that I talked about earlier too. I can't think of any other sequels that are happening this year, which is why 2026 for book releases is kind of lacking, in my opinion. We need a new Sarah J. Maas. We need a new Rebecca Yarros. Number 14 is bookish things you're leaving in 2025. I don't really know because I feel like I do have like good book habits. Maybe something that I will leave is getting upset when people have negative opinions of my favorite books. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinion. I may think it's incorrect, but I think maybe just like not getting upset about that. And then also like not getting upset about people who are just so overly mean about it. Like there are some people who are so mean when you love a book, and like nobody's been like directly like mean to me, but like I've seen people in comments being like, oh my God, you must be so stupid for loving this book and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I'm leaving them. I'm saying goodbye to them. I'm ignoring their comments, even if the comment isn't to me. I still have a hard time ignoring them and I get angry inside my head about it. Those are the kind of people you don't need in your life. So we're leaving them. We're leaving those people and their silly little comments. Number 15 is what to expect from this account. From this account, all my kind of same things. I'm planning to hopefully post once a week. I still want to post my reading vlogs. I still want to post my reading wrap-ups. I think I'm going to do quarterly reading wrap-ups instead of just monthly because I really only read like 5 books a month. So that way we can have more books in one video and just kind of have one big video for like those 3 months. That will be good. And then I'll kind of be like my winter quarter, my spring quarter, summer, fall. And then another thing that I want to include is more crafting vlogs, like my needle pointing, maybe some scrapbooking, but definitely kind of want to focus on my needle pointing. I think this will be like a slower moving type vlog. Like I'm not going to film it over 1 week. Like it's probably going to be like a month-long vlog that I'll have to film over just because I do take a long time to do these. I've had this one for over a week and I'm only halfway through. It's also a very expensive hobby, so I probably can't do too much of it, but definitely something that I want to include in 2026. It's definitely not going to be the main focus of my channel, but something that someone has requested that I do more of. So I think that people are definitely interested in my needlepoint journey and I can't wait to share more with you. So that's definitely something I want to include. Still just continuing with my regular vlogs and things like that. Number 16 is how has your reading taste evolved from last year? It has evolved quite a lot, as I have talked about. Like I just within the past like 2 months have been really wanting to read more historical fiction, literary fiction, and thrillers. Still for sure want to read romance and romantasy, but have just been really interested in getting into more genres. So my reading taste is definitely changing and I cannot wait for all the really good books that I'm going to read. It's going to be so hard at the end of 2026 to pick out my top 10 favorite books. Like we're probably going to have to do a top 20 or maybe top 25 because of how many good books that I've been finding and reading and just like how they're changing my life. Look forward to that because we're gonna have a lot of favorite books to read this year. Number 17 is Booktube creators who inspire you. There is so many booktubers that inspire me. I think the biggest ones are Sarah Caroli. She just has the most amazing content, like, and it just brings me so much peace to watch her videos. I really, really like her. And then Larry, I love her videos. She is just absolutely hilarious. Like she never fails to make me laugh. I actually stole all the questions from her channel for this. They're both very popular booktubers, but they inspire me so much to keep going and watch more of their videos because I love their videos so much. The very first booktuber that actually ever really inspired me to really want to do this someday in the future is Poland Bananas Books. If you watched Booktube back in like, I don't even know, like 2012, she was so popular, so funny. She still posts a little bit, but she's actually an author now. So I feel like she posts a little bit less, but still really love her videos and I love her content and she's just really funny to me. And I loved watching her read Percy Jackson books whenever I was younger because I loved those books so much and I would watch her videos as she was reading them in real time and talking about them. She also introduced me to like the Mortal Instruments series. She made me fall in love with Twilight again. I just really like her. She definitely inspired me as a younger girl to want to do this someday in the future. And then so I'm really happy with myself for actually putting myself out there and becoming a booktuber. Even though I still just kind of have this small kind of corner of the internet, I'm hoping to grow and evolve and have just like an amazing year of reading on Booktube. So those are my inspirations. And then the very last question that we have is number 18, which is something you want to say to anyone wanting to start a Bookish account. So I think that you should really just go ahead and do it. You don't need anything fancy. You just need your phone, and you need to have a passion for books. Like, make sure you're talking about something that you love. It does not matter what genre of book you're reading. It doesn't matter how much you're posting, how many books you read. Like, just as long as you love what you're talking about, like, and you are passionate about it, then definitely put yourself out there, make a Bookish account, and talk about your favorite books, because there is always room, there's always space for people on here. There are definitely people who want to hear what you have to say. There's always going to be someone who wants a good book recommendation. So definitely put yourself out there, because I want to watch it. Comment on my video if you are trying to post, because I want to see more smaller bookish creators. And then a piece of advice for just like growth is to post shorts. I have seen the most growth in my channel by posting shorts, and you can put in the bottom of your short video a little link to your longer form videos. I have seen more and more people click on my longer form videos from the shorts, and that way they can kind of see the content that I, work harder on, which is the longer form videos. Definitely do that. Post your shorts. Post like a couple times a week on your shorts, and then you could do like a weekly video or an every other week video. I think that's my biggest advice for growth, and that's where I've seen my biggest kind of growth area is posting on my shorts, because I definitely get way more views on my shorts just because that's the kind of content that people are really interested in right now. Definitely do that. And just post, get yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone, and just do it, because there are some really amazing books that people need to hear about and learn about. My heater just turned on, so if you hear that, I'm really, really sorry. That is the end of the questions. I had so much fun answering these for you guys today. I hope that you kind of take these questions, reflect on them, maybe even post your own video. And I cannot wait for all the reading that we're going to be doing together in 2026. And I will see you guys in the next video.